We have received an invitation from the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment for all members who would like to participate in a 3 Parks initiative to paint the parks day, which will be on Sunday, April 21st, beginning at 8 a.m. The focus will be on whitewashing of the trees in the National Park and the botanical gardens. Brushes, gloves and refreshments will be provided to participants. And the activity is being held as part of the observances of World Earth Day 2013, which is celebrated on April 22nd, 2013. So all of you who are environmentally minded, and you all to be, are invited to participate on Sunday, the 21st at 8 a.m. to assist in painting the parks day. Those are the announcements. We will consider the Ministry of Marine Affairs until we take the break at from 2 to 4, we'll be running about 10 minutes late. And from 4 to 5 p.m. the Public Service Ministry, we will then take a break, and then from 6 p.m. to 9 we will do the Joshua Public Hospital Corporation and the Ministry of Health, and that will take us to the end of the day. So I invite honorable members for us to turn our attention to pages 94 and 95, Volume 1, as we consider Agency 16, Ministry of Amerindian Affairs, Program 161, Amerindian Development.
From the staff in detail. So the Honorable Minister say what are the designations of these contractors?
There's 4, 5,
14.
The designation of 14 is the organizational development advisor, coordinator, technical officer, management development officer, storekeeper, staff nurse, head cook, administrator, handyman, house mother, house father, driver, 2 drivers, and then this one handyman, so we have 2.
Follow-up, Mr. Chairman, could the Honourable Minister say if the house father is designated for the village of Aishada, that is without the house father?
No, Mr. Speaker, the house father is designated to the Lillian Student Dormitory. If I may provide additional information, the house father of Aishatan Dormitory, that's a regional responsibility.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Could the Honourable Minister say where will the storekeeper be placed?
I mean the storekeeper with the ministry?
The contracted employee.
Mr. Speaker, it's the storekeeper is attached to the ministry head office and is responsible for our head office works.
Mr. Chairman, could the Honourable Minister say on the line item 6321? Sorry. Yeah, 6321. Why was not the Amerindian Handicraft Association as a local organization?
Mr. Speaker, I'm advised that we do not cater for that. We cater for the NPC, and this allocation here is for
Mr. Speaker, could the Honourable Minister on the line item 6264, vehicle spares and service, what is the quote of fleet? This ministry.
Speaker, the total fleet of the vehicles under the ministry is 29.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Under line item 6272, there is an increase of 6 million for electricity. Could the Honorable Minister give an account for this increase?
I'm advised that the increase is as a result of the dormitory. Dormitory.
Mr. Chairman. Dietary. So,
Two.
6292. So, Honorable Minister, say, in what region this amount is spent on?
It's spent on the hostel and what?
What I asked of the regions,
It's the Lillian Dawn dormitory.
Lillian Dawn Dormitory.
All regional dorms fall under the Foundation Administration.
Exactly, but the nature of the meal. How many persons you cater for this 39 million?
Mr. Speaker, we are catering for 120 students in the Lillian Dolls dormitory, and we're catering for 100 at the American residence.
And how many meals a day?
We cater for 3 full meals a day and 2 snacks.
Is any meal cassava bread and butter?
Mr. Speaker, no, but not from time to time, we make available cassava bread and farine.
Okay, well, let me go down with that.
Ms. Hastings?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Councilor Martin,
Line item 6242, maintenance of buildings. The Honorable Minister tell this House which and which buildings will be maintained this year.
Mr. Speaker, we will be maintaining the Amerindian residence in Princess Street, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs head office, and the minor maintenance at the student dormitories in the area.
Could the Minister specify exactly how much will be allocated to repair the Amerindian residence?
The allocation will be $4.8 million.
Thank you.
You finished with Hastings?
Yes.
Mr. Ali, honorable member?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Line item 6281. Security services. Mr. Chairman, identify the security company that provides this service and state whether the system of competitive bidding was utilized.
The last question first, Mr. Speaker, yes. And the first question, the security company is RD Security Services.
Mr. Chairman, line item 6302. Training. Mr. Chairman, can the Honorable Minister say who will benefit from this training and what areas of training will be done?
Mr. Speaker, the training, as
follow-up question, Mr. Chairman. Could the Honorable Minister say whether there is plan for scholarship or training in the legal area? Because communities suffer greatly because of not having the presence of a legal mind in the community.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Family Affairs caters for students under the age of 18 or 74. We do not cater beyond at the professional level. So definitely PSN states case.
A child from the Hinton, if I may, who comes to go to university, you have any responsibility for that child?
Mr. Speaker, yes, we provide services in whatever form of representation, and of recent we have been assisting some university students with accommodation space if they find difficulties.
Mr. Trotman, honorable member.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chairman, I have a question. First question refers to 6265 on the transport travel and posting. And I'm wondering if it is that the minister can say specifically the nature.
Mr. Speaker, on 6265, the ministry caters for the chartering of flights. And the usage of the charter for flights is to take the ministry staff into areas whereby flights are necessary. And those activities are usually required to monitor presidential grants, take children home from Nadia to Chinapau, and also to provide the level of flights when necessary, just patients going in directions that need not charter flight, but flights, regular flights.
Follow-up question, Mr. Chairman. I know that in 2012, the ministry requested $40 million for this year, and actually spent 2.8 million. And in 2013, you requested 30 million. Can you say why is it in 2013 you requested more than you actually spent in 2012? Then in action, when in 2012 you actually requested more than you spent.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am advised that we did not spend all that was requested last year, but this year we have included the additional costs that will be incurred for our staff to monitor the community development plans, which we envisage will start in terms of implementation in May.
Follow-up question, Mr. Chairman. Is the minister prepared to lay before this House a breakdown of the actual expenses incurred for each specific activity in 2012?
Mr. Speaker, we will commit to do that in 2020.
I direct the minister's attention to 62.1 page. And I would like the minister to say what specifically fuel and living funds are used for on this.
Mr. Speaker, on the fuel and lubricant 6231, this allocation caters for vehicles, which include the pickup, the ATVs, motorcycle used by the head office, fuel and lubricant for the CEOs in the various hinterland regions to make them mobile in terms of performance, or performing their duties. And I'm reminded, cooking gas for the two not institution, but the dormitory and the American residents.
Honorable members, I'd like to, oh, sorry, Marcelo and then Mr. Sharma.
I'm focusing on 6 to 55 maintenance of water infrastructure. Can the honorable minister say what water infrastructure will be paid for on the headline?
Mr. Speaker, it caters for maintenance of infrastructure that are external to buildings at the Amerindian Hostel, the head office, and student dorm.
Mr. Sharma. You'd like to go last?
Yes.
I see. Talking on.
Mr. Chairman, the Honorable Minister say on the line, item 6133, benefits and allowance. If the two showers stipend.
No, Mr. Speaker, the stipend is paid for under the regional system.
Go ahead, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And the honorable minister say under 6.16 contracted employees, the honorable minister did indicate that the 14 staff that added to the ministry, but there was an increase of about 18 million compared to 2012. So could we have the salaries of these 14 persons?
Speaker just wanted to for the Mr. Speaker, salaries. Mr. Speaker, salaries are for the organizational development advisor, 350,000. The regional coordinator, $218,278. The technical officer, 200,000. Management development officer, 126,594. The storekeeper, $44,408. Staff nurse, 60,224. The head cook, 49,827. The administrator, 6,224. Handyman, 37,657. House mother, 60,224. The second handyman, 37,653.
provide for salaries in relation to designation. Although this is contracted employees, this designation as compared to the salary scale is the salary offered above the salary scale.
Mr. Speaker, there's salary scales within certain bands, and it's not above. If any, for any reason it is above, it depends on the years of employment. These are relatively new employees, so they will be within the band, even though they're contracted.
Thank you. Line item 62.1, fuel and road tax. The Honourable Minister did indicate that there's been 9 vehicles. I don't know if this includes equipment and stove, but it's been 9 that was noted. However, there is in the budget, I don't know if the Honourable Minister is aware that there is in the budget, capital budget for vehicles and engines. And there seems to be a decrease in the amount of money requested to financial services. Will you explain?
Mr. Speaker, the vehicles catered under the capital allocation are usually vehicles that are allocated to villages, including, you said equipment. I would want to say including like boating engines and so on. And the village council will take care of those expenditures associated with fuel for its usage. When we get to capital, I may want to posit that there is one vehicle there which will be in addition to other things.
6284. Can you say what this consists of, Mr. Speaker?
I didn't get that.
6284 audit. What does this consist of?
What is in 628?
This allocation here caters for support for burials and other medical expenditures, including CAT scan, ultrasound, not cancer treatment, but any associated costs that may come to us, and also MRIs.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can the Honourable Minister say what the cost allocated to the various categories that was indicated, healthcare, and so forth, in the category?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. For burial, we cater 1.8 million, CAT scan 600,000, ultrasound 408,000, any medical requirement associated with cancer treatment 360,000, and for MRIs 780,000.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Is there a figure in terms of the number of persons attached to that amount?
Mr. Speaker,
One second. One second. It may be difficult to calculate how many people die and how many you're going to rent assistance. So I can say that persons from the hinterland have come to me sometimes to say that they have received money from the ministry, but they need sometimes a little more to augment. But it really is a factor of how many people die or fall ill, and that's sometimes kind of hard to gauge. So you put a cap on it, but you can't say that there will be 10 people dying this month or in a year. So 2 may die and 7 need MRIs. With respect, I think it's very difficult to put a cap on how many people you're going to treat or how many funerals you're going to help with. But I do know, because I can speak from experience, that persons have come to me to say that they have received sometimes flights to take bodies in for funerals or bring relatives out, or to help with some assistance at the hospital or something like that. But if the minister can put a figure to a number to some of these categories, I don't know.
That's what happened.
I remember I got more than that actually.
For the burial, we offered 30,000.
Mr. Speaker, advocate, in the 30,000, if you divide that by the amount, you're going to give us the number.
I'm a member. If in fact it's 30,000, yes, we can do that calculation. But if the figure is 3 million or something, to cover a category of 4 or 5 states, it's estimated.
6291 national events. Can we have a breakdown of the national events? Is there 1 million?
Mrs. Speaker, yes. For heritage celebration, we have an estimated sum of 19 million. Assistance to, contribution to Ammunion Village Day, which is the host village annually, 1.5 million. Assistance to North Rupununi Village Day, 500,000. The contribution that we make to sporting events, village expo, etc., 1 million. Matrimony celebration, 3 million. Independence celebration, 300,000. Rupununi rodeo, $1 million. Rupununi expo, 500,000. Upper Mazrumi sports, 2 million. Maruka expo, 700,000.
Mr. Chairman, could the Honorable Minister say specifically if there are any monies earmarked for the August sports at Sheer Village in South Rupununi?
Mr. Speaker, the ministry will be supporting. We received the request already. It is a request that is not an annual request, so it will come out of here. I would wish that I would wish that we would provide the reasons when we deal with this.
Just to inform, while it might not be an annual August sports in Sheer, it is an annual event in all of the South villages. So it moves from one village to the other. Could you say how much you want more or less might earmark that village?
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the last time we supported, I think it was Karasbai. I can't recall it, but my staff can't recall it right now.
Mr. Sharma?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just a general question. What I'm noticing is for budget 2012, 292 million for Part1, 1,000 was budgeted. Under the chart, the actual expenditure was 264 million, 533,000. In effect, 28 million was not spent. The General at some point in his report, released in 2010, I'm not sure, indicated that the Amerindian Purpose Fund, or the Amerindian Fund, was being used to offset certain expenses and from the Treasury expenditure, then the Treasury reimbursement later. Was any expenditure here taken out from the Amerindian Purpose Fund or Amerindian Fund, whatever it is, and has waited to be reimbursed?
Mr. Speaker, I advise.
Honorable Member Mr. Rillo, then Mr. Christopher.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Line item 6302, I would like to say how many scholarships does this amount pay for, and if any university students are
the second part of the question. The question was posed about university, and the minister answered that once they come of age beyond 18, the public service ministry takes over. So this scholarship fund is for students up to 18. Though if you're a university student, you may receive social assistance, well, assistance from the ministry, but not the scholarship. That's the function of the public service ministry. But how many scholarships does this fund give?
This year, we're catering for 388 scholarship students.
388.
Mr. Speaker, I can provide some additional areas which it caters for. It caters for the pocket allowance, the dorm allowance. We support in examination fees for hinterland scholarship students. From time to time, we have to provide, assist in providing materials for SBA projects at both the secondary schools, and we also assist in supplies and materials for the Guyana Technical Institute students and the Carnegie School of Home Economics students on this allocation.
Go ahead,
Mr. Chairman, line item 6292, dietary. Is the minister aware that during last year, the students of the Aishalton dormitory were fed a meal of rice porridge 3 times a day? Is the minister aware? 6292.
Mr. Speaker, 629, I shall doesn't fall under us, but from time to time, if there are issues with any regional dormitories where students are located, we are privy to issues that would have arisen over the period, and I am not aware.
Same item, Mr. Speaker. Is the minister aware that when the students at the Aishalton dormitory queried about the meals being provided to them, they were told that it was due to the opposition budget cuts? Is the minister aware?
Chairman, just for the minister's information, that 4x4 school is entirely by the Charlton Village Council and is not in that village at this particular time. It's handed over to the Charlton. Mr. Speaker,
this is a clear case of members going on the ground, finding information, sharing it with the minister, because if it was bought for a particular purpose that it has been quote-unquote hijacked, you, I believe, have a duty which you're doing now, not just to air but ensure that the minister is over that it is returned to that village to which it was bought and the students get a benefit. Because if it is that they can't go to school because some group of adults have commandeered and
Exactly.
it's not a government problem, it's a problem that has to be addressed at this end. And I'm happy that you've written and I hope that you follow it up because it is really distressing to hear what you just said. Students could not write exams.
thank you very much. Mr. Chairman, on the same project code, could the Honorable Minister say where is the ambulance under this project code earmarked for and the cost of this ambulance as compared to the cost that we have here?
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Agrarian do not purchase ambulance.
Okay, members,
We do not provide ambulance to communities. What we do is we support emergency incidences, and we would have targeted ambulatory care support or emergency support, but it appears as ambulance care. And usually, if the hinterland where the roads are not, similar to the roads we have here in the city or in the urban area, our support for any emergency, health or education or community emergency, we give the appropriate vehicle that can be used, and usually it's a pickup.
Mr. Chairman, if you can help me here, it has under capital expenditure, agency code number 16. The project includes purchase of minibuses, ATVs, motorcycles, and ambulance. But then that not be under different
Mr. Speaker, we will be providing a vehicle to assist in emergency. Whether you want to term it as an ambulance or not, it is to assist. The request that came to us with respect to community emergencies, which obviously will from time to time be health emergencies. And maybe that's the reason for there as ambulance. But we do not, that's a task of the Ministry of Health.
So, Mr. Chairman, through you, would the Honorable Minister say that placing ambulance here is incorrect?
The description is incorrect, but the meaning of emergency, health emergency, may very well signal that.
One second, Ms. Selman. Then
Thank you, Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Williams, then Ms. Things again.
Mr. Chairman, the same project called 140-100. But Honorable Minister say, what is the nature of the apprenticeship program, the proposed starting date, and the duration, and also what is the criteria for entry into the program? And finally, Madam Minister, how would the selection be done?
Mr. Speaker, the youth apprenticeship program earmarked to be funded this year is expected to be launched sometime in May, and the criteria for selection is the responsibility of the village council, and the ministry has provided some pointing guidelines which they may wish to consider in selection. And those guidelines will be that it's an equal opportunity program, so both male and female can be selected. They should inquire about the interest of the candidates, and the interest that we would like to see supported is sports development, culture, computer literacy or IT, in anticipation that we will move forward with the one laptop for family hubs in the first instance of some communities, and also data and record keeping to provide levels of support to the CDPs, the presidential grant, and also to collect data for the ministry. We will also be looking at areas of interest that will capture repairs, maintenance of solar panels, tractor, brush minor equipments, etc. So there are some pointers which we would have provided to the village council while they are going to be responsible for selection. The age range, because I don't want to answer this, between 18 and 40.
Mr. Chairman, I address the Honorable Minister's Michael tonight. South Park arrivals. Visitors including Parasomai. Are you aware that there is a transportation for children to school as far as certifications? And I will have you provided for that here.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs support our scholarship students who goes to St. Ignatius
any transportation for the children to go to school from the South Park Riders. What is the support you provide?
We would support them by transporting them to the dormitory at St. Ignatius, and at the end of the term, they are transported back to their villages.
That's the boarding school. What about primary schools, the other villages, schools, and what's happening? They are complaining.
Ms. Gorilla, after the answer, I'll recognize you.
Mr. Speaker,
No, Ms. Gorilla, 1 second, please. Our minister, is there a policy on the part of the government to provide transportation for students?
Mr. Speaker, that's a Ministry of Education concern, but because it's a ministry concern as well, we have a big role. As the requests come into us, we will seek to address the request. And this year's request came in from Rockstone and Parkins. And Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the requests are not only in written form, but the requests are provided during the budgetary period when the NPC meeting is held. It is held particularly during the budgeting period so that we can capture it in the planning of budget.
Minister, are you saying that therefore your ministry can only provide support services for Santa Clara? That is like on this service.
Mr. Speaker, it's like a yes or no. I think it's a relevant concern, and this matter has been engaging discussions.
Ms. Lowe?
Thank you. Project code number 431.
Could you speak a little, not hearing clearly?
Project code number 1400. Could the honorable minister kindly say how much money for each project? That's one. Two, now the amount allocated is 392. Can you say where this money is coming from for this to fund these projects? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the money is requested for under the ADF and for various projects. Secured livelihood, 5 million. Subvention to Bina Hill, 6 million. The grants, as you see it, for ecotourism, 30 million. And for equipment such as brush cutters, we have chainsaws, sewing machines, radio sets, PA systems, a saddle mill, the tractor and trailer implements, the water pump, the grant for construction of multi-purpose building, the construction of village office, the purchase of solar system. And Mr. Speaker, the solar system is not the household one. It's those single requests coming from school or health center. And musical instruments, sports gears, some support for barbed wire, ATV, and so on. That adds up to 160 million. That is the ADF. So those are the components that will add up to 160 million, which also includes the youth apprenticeship program of 200,000. And the $7.8 million for land demarcation, and that will give you a total of $392,388,000.
The area, it's being money in that fund. Is it from the LCDS?
No, Mr. Speaker.
Can you elaborate?
Mr. Speaker, it will come from the council.
Ms. Soon? Sorry.
by what time the issue of land titling between the villages of Sawarino and Katunarip will be settled?
Mr. Speaker, addressing that issue is catered for in this year's budget, and we expect to hammer an initiative this year.
Line item 1400, 100, Amrina Development Fund, the Honorable Minister says there's any allocation for Region 10. If yes, which communities will benefit?
Yes, Mr. Speaker. There are support in the air for Region 10, and they will benefit. The villages that will benefit will be Kimbia, Sand Hills, Rockstone, Riversview, Malali, and White Rouge.
Follow up, could the Honorable Minister say which programs or areas under the description of the project and the cost?
Mr. Speaker, Rockstone will receive their request of the purchase of a water pump, which they are hoping to assist in their agricultural pursuit, and the total will be 100,000 budgeted or estimated budgeted figure for the purchase of a water pump. Kimbia, we will be allocating 250,000 estimate for the assist with repairs for Sand Hills, Rockstone, Riversview, and Malali. They will all be supported this year with sports gears, and these are sports gears of a very sports gears.
Ms. Hastings?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Project code for 14000130 on the provision for land demarcating and titling. My question to you, Honorable Minister, is the Indian lands irrevocable?
Mr. Speaker, titles granted to Indians are absolute grants.
Thank you. Now then, so the Honorable Minister explain why then title that was granted to Pambar at 12 the national was taken back without reasonable explanation by the Bureau.
Mr. Speaker, the land was not taken back from the village. What was held? Objection, which everyone knows about, that appeared in the paper, and the titles were held for investigation, final investigation, and therefore what will happen this year is that we have funding to go and do the additional investigation to certify that Kambaru land is totally clear.
Thank you. So then, are you assuring this House that that will be solved during this year?
We are hopeful, and yes, we expect that we will be solving this.
Sorry, 1 second. Ms. Kisun, have you read it some time?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, just some clarification. The Honorable Minister says Kimbia says 250,000 for repairs. Repairs to what? Sand Hills, Riversview, Malali. Could you say the amount that they will be receiving for?
Mr. Speaker, the repairs is the solar system. And all the communities that would have requested some level of support will be provided, but the items that are purchased is football, cricket, beers, volleyball, and I think for the females, rounders, sporting equipment.
One second, one second. There are 3 microphones indicating. Are you finished with Anika? I'd like to go to Mr. Riddlelow and come back to Mr. Trotman. Mr. Barker, Deputy Speaker, has a question as well. Ms.